Advanced Algebra through Data Exploration, Mastery Quiz number 2. Number 1, find the explicit formula for the arithmetic sequence 5, 8, 11, 14. Okay, part of the table has already been started for you, so let's fill in some more. So we have already got the first number in the sequence is 5, the 2 is 8, the 3 then would be 11, and the 4 would be 14. Okay, that's enough to establish the pattern. Okay, what do you see? 5 to 8, well, that would be up 3. 8 to 11, that is up 3. Okay, remember this is arithmetic. Arithmetic means we are adding. So here's add 3 again. Now, you don't have to fill in the rest, but we do need to know what goes under the 0, because that's very important in order to write our explicit formula. So if we go backwards, we go 5 and go backwards, well, then that should be a 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay? 2 plus 3 is 5. So hopefully that wasn't too difficult. Now, writing the formula. Okay, U sub n equals. Immediately following the equal sign is what is the pattern? Well, the pattern is going up 3. Okay, after that, we write the variable that we use in an explicit formula. That would be the letter n. Then, where is our starting point? The starting point is always underneath the 0, the initial amount. Okay, and it's a positive 2, so we put a plus 2. So the explicit formula for this arithmetic sequence is U sub n equals 3n plus 2. All right, moving on. Number 2, find the explicit formula of the geometric sequence. Remember, geometric means we are multiplying. Okay, the table has been started for you. You can see we go 1, 4, and then this is 16, and then this is 64. Okay, hopefully that's not too difficult to figure out. 1 times what is 4? Well, that would be 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. Now remember, we do need to go backwards. Okay, going backwards, we need to know what would be underneath the 0, because again, that's our initial amount or our starting value. Well, that would be 1 divided by 4, or 1/4. Now, I want you to leave it as a fraction. Do not write it as a decimal. I know 1/4 is 0.25. It's always real tempting to use the decimal, but I don't want you to use the decimal when we're writing our explicit formula. So, just like with the arithmetic, we have U sub n equals. Okay, then we begin with our initial amount, our starting value. Okay, in this case, it's 1/4. Okay, in this case, you start with the initial amount. Then, what is our pattern? Our pattern is 4. So, times, because it's geometric, times 4. And our n is now an exponent. So, our formula for this geometric sequence is U sub n equals 1/4 times 4 to the nth power. That n must look like it's an exponent or it's wrong. Okay, moving on. Number 3, use the explicit formula to find U sub 25. All this is simple substitution. We want to know what is the 25th number in the sequence. So we simply replace the n with a 25. Okay, if we type that into our calculator, it will spit out the answer 167. So, the 25th number in the sequence is 167. Number 4. Use the explicit formula to find U sub 18. Okay, same thing, except this one you'll notice is geometric because the n is an exponent and we're multiplying. All right, so we're going to simply replace the n with 18. So 8 times 1.5 to the 8th power. Again, take your calculator, plug it in, and it will spit out 11,823.13504. So that is the 18th number in this sequence. Okay, number 5. This mastery quiz has 6 problems. So, number 5, we want to know the sum. Remember, this represents the sum. That's the sigma notation. Find the sum. Find the sum. Okay, and you can also see that we've got an S there. Okay, that should look familiar from Unit 1. All right, so let's look at our variables in the formula. So we've got an N. What does N stand for? N stands for how many numbers are in the sequence. Then we've got U sub 1. Okay, that should be obvious. That would be the first number in the sequence. Then we've got U sub n. Well, n is unknown, but I'll show you what it is in a little bit. That represents the last number in the sequence. All right, so n. N is the how many. Well, if you look over here, it starts with 1, and then it goes to 32. So how many numbers are in that sequence? From 1 to 32, there are 32 numbers in the sequence. Okay, the first number in the sequence, well, that's where we're going to take the expression and plug the number 1 in to figure out what it is. So the first number in the sequence is 3 times 1 plus 4. Well, that's 7. Okay, the last number in the sequence, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug a number in to find the last number in the sequence. Well, what would the last number in the sequence be? Well, that would be the 32nd number in the sequence. So we're going to put a 32 in. So 3 times 32 plus 4, plug that into your calculator, it will spit out 100. So we have the information we need to plug into the formula. All right, now we're going to plug the numbers in. So we want to know the sum of the first 32 numbers in the sequence. So S sub 32 equals n is 32 times U sub 1 is 7 plus the last number in the sequence is 100 divided by 2. Okay, if you plug that into your calculator, plug it in, it will spit out 1,712. So the sum of the first 32 numbers in this sequence is 1,712. Okay, last one. Find the sum. Again, this is sigma for sum. Find the sum of from 1 to 12, the first 12 numbers in the sequence. You will notice that the formula looks a little bit different because this is a geometric sequence. So in the formula, you see the first thing is U sub 1. Well, again, that stands for the first number in the sequence. Okay, then we've got an R. That stands for the ratio. That's what we're multiplying by. Okay, what we're multiplying by. Then we've got the N, which is the how many numbers again. All right, so let's figure this out. So U sub 1, we're going to plug 1 into the expression. So 8 times 3 to the first power is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, the ratio, the ratio, what are we multiplying by, is 3. So the R is 3. The N is the how many? Well, we're going from 1 to 12. Well, that would be 12 numbers. Okay, so the N is 12. Now we're going to plug the numbers in to the formula. So again, we're finding the sum of the first 12 numbers. The first number in the sequence is 24 times 1 minus, the ratio is 3. The N is 12, so 3 to the 12th power. All of that is now divided by 1 minus 3. Okay, Carefully type that into your calculator. Type it just like you see it, and the calculator will spit out 6,377,280. The numbers, remember, in a geometric sequence grow very quickly, so that's why the sum is so large, because the numbers get much larger as you go up. That concludes video for Mastery Quiz number 2.